Hey, how are y'all doing this evening? This is AMPspire Interviews, and I am your host, Plump Queen, and we have the Amptastic Clarence Wiggins, A.K.A. Mr. RoboCop Leg. Say hey to the people.
How y'all doing? Good evening. Good evening. Thank you, Plum Queen. I'm honored, you know, to be here and honored to share love and show love.
I appreciate that. We appreciate all of your time and your energy and all this amptasticness that we're going to have tonight, okay? So, like I told you off camera, this is your show. We're going to talk all about you. So, tell us who you are, where you from, and how'd you start this amputee thing?
All right, all right. Well, my name is Clarence Wiggins. I'm from Jackson, Mississippi. You know, for me, this journey as an amputee started unknowing. I had some health issues that I wasn't aware of. Once I understood I was type 2 diabetic. Let's start there. And I found that out, so I had to get educated on that. And then I started developing blood clots, and I end up having 18 total. And so what they do, they diagnose that as a factor 5 blood disorder, which I started having vascular issues in my legs. And what happens then was I wasn't getting no blood flow to my legs, and my foot started dying. You know, lack of a better understanding. So my foot was dying, guys. I was going through, and it's so crazy to give you guys this backstory is that I couldn't sleep in my home, my house, for almost 3.5, 4 months, something like that. And so therefore I end up sleeping in the garage in a chair, guys. And that's when I discovered I had to get my leg amputated due to the vascular issues from being a factor 5 blood disorder recipient, as you want to call it. So during that time, I can only speak for myself, guys. During that time, I had to become one with me, embracing the pain, not only embracing the pain, embracing the journey that I'm about to embark on that I didn't know what ups or downs or what it was going to be. But I had to start inside. And so once I started figuring that out, it still was unknown, but I got my leg cut off, amputated. You know, I say cut off because that's just the humor I use, but it's amputation, right? October 24th. And my wife and my family can tell you, once I came out of that, I was Mr. RoboCop there. That day, they asked me what I was going to be. And I said, Mr. RoboCop there. So I had a mantra that made me be comfortable and confident in who I was going to be. Not knowing that me believing in myself would touch others, but I had to believe in me. And so the amputee journey, here we go. And so now I got to learn how to walk again. You know, I got to go through them stages. So putting on prosthetic, like put on my butt. I call this my buddy because it's my guy. Like I said, you got to embrace it. You got to embrace it. And so I went through a lot. You know, I'd be 5 years, October 24th. And
Wow.
honestly, I only had my leg full function for 2.5 of those years. Because I had, like I said, I went through skin drafts. I went through blisters. You know, I went through veins that may not have been functioning so much. You know what I mean? So they had to teach me some stuff. So you got to get educated and understand. You know, yet please, that's for any amputee. If you get a prosthesis, make sure you're comfortable. You know what I mean? They have to be comfortable with you as well as you with them. You know, so and it's a good marriage when you be comfortable with yourself. And don't be afraid to ask questions. You know what I mean? So to me, my goal was to represent the amputee community to the fullest by showing love and give love and not be afraid to show that we are human. We're more than just amputees. You know what I mean? You know, to me, what I've lost is flesh. Everything I'm about is up here and here. You know, everything. And so I had to respect when I was bedridden. There wasn't nothing else to do. But think about this. But start thinking about this and appreciating the simple things in life. Because for me, before I became an amputee, I was a project manager. So I flew all over the United States, did projects, worked, and it was all about repetitiveness. Just working. Love you, baby. Mwah. Love the kids. Mwah. You know, but once I went down, I started being able to see them function day to day. Because you spend more time out on the job than you did at home, right? So when I got home and I was big, when I got to see everything. Some things I ain't like, some things you had to adjust to. That's just life. But I was able to embrace. And what happens, guys, I can't speak for everybody, but my situation is different because I do have a wife. I do have kids. And we did discuss these things, communication, right? And I had my insecurities, you know, I had my self-doubt. I went down that depression road, and that depression road brought up past things in my life, and I had to face those monsters. I went down that rabbit hole, guys, and I faced those things. And I had to ask myself, what do you want out of life besides amputee? Because you got a family now, right? And man, my queen, thank you. Thank you. Because my queen was there, guys. Listen to me. Day one, when I was sleeping in that garage, she was right there. When I was in the hospital, she never left. She worked from that hospital, you know. And I've been loved and family. I'm not going to take it all the way back, but I never felt that love. And it wasn't physical. It was here and here. And since that day,
shout out to Queen Wiggins.
I took off. And I'm not bragging. I don't want nobody to feel, you know what I mean? But I'm just, I gotta give my queen her flowers.
That's right. You brag. That's right. You brag on your queen. Absolutely.
You know, I have to.
Don't make me cry. Don't make me cry.
But anyway, Lord, I got to give her flowers because she made me a better man. She did. Because it wasn't about what I can do, it was about what we was about to build, what we was about to do. You know what I mean? And she could have closed the door, but she didn't. So, my bad. But I ain't ashamed.
No.
Know that. I'm not ashamed because it's about my queen. So I'm grateful. But guys, I mean, it's tough. You know, it is. But if you believe in you, it starts with you. You know, because we get people to say this and that and the third about us as amputees. They want to we disabled, we this, that, and third. All these things that they say. But to me, I like to prove them differently. I like to prove the doubters that we are more than what you see. And then once we believe in one another, we're good. You know. My wife just posted said something about no information.
Oh no, your wife been talking all night since you've been on. See that? That's why I said you give her flowers because she always supporting you.
I mean, we can talk. We can make that another segment about married life, but you know, I just had to give my queen her flowers.
I'm here for it because I'm sure people ask me about about how that works with me. So I absolutely would definitely want to talk about all of that.
But I definitely love.
I have some questions for you.
Okay, I'm listening.
I have some questions, but before I ask these questions, I want to say this to go to you. Don't apologize. You know what I'm saying, for talking about your queen. I'm gonna tell you why. At the time, I was in a relationship when I lost my arm, and he left.
Oh,
yeah. Now I will say that he was engaging in other situations before I lost my arm. But that did not stop him. He did not come for me. He didn't come see about me. Or none of that. Went, got married, and had kids.
Man.
Now, that was what was supposed to happen. And I am absolutely not upset about it. You know what I'm saying? More power to him. And, I still care about him. You know what I'm saying? Because when I say I love you, I mean that. You know
I
what I'm saying?
understand.
We don't have to be together for me to have, you know what I'm saying, to care. Because I care about people in general.
Right.
But we had a situation, but he did not stand by me. And
Mm.
I'm saying, and I was the best woman that I could be to him. But he didn't have it in him, you know what I'm saying, to stand by me. So the fact
Mm.
that your wife was able to do that, you absolutely do not apologize for giving her flowers, because there's
Yeah.
not many people that can deal with that, because you know what I'm saying, it could be hard.
Mm-hmm.
It can absolutely be hard, you know what I mean? And it's different because the man that I'm with now, he met me like this. You know what I'm saying? Whereas your wife, y'all was in one situation and she grew right with you. That's how you know you got the one. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? When the hard times happen, that's how you know you got the one.
Absolutely.
Got the one. That's what's up. I see somebody. We got tears in the crowd. Yeah, absolutely. Angela Simmerly. Yes.
That's my girl in Tennessee right there.
Okay. Tennessee in the building. Tennessee in the building. No, blessings to you, sis. Blessings to you, because you giving life to our kings, and y'all showing us what Black love and community is all about. Like, we don't get to see that, so I love it. I love it. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the
Y'all done made me get off script talking about why I got off script everything. Yeah.
no. This is about you. So no, it's all on script. It's all on script. It's all script. We're gonna get to these questions now. Now, you had said that you went down some. You had your issues with it, and you dealt with depression and things of that nature. Can you speak about that a little bit? How did that look for you, and what did you do to come up out of that?
Okay, for the depression thing, far as I can remember, because like I said, I was going through it. And during that time, that pain was 22, 23 hours a day when my foot was down, when I had that infection, you know. Um, but I had some past trauma that happened to me when I was younger, from bullying, um, from mm, from some things happened to me, you know, in a way that it's not appropriate to be a kid, and that was trauma. So it took me back to insecurities. It took me back to making me feel that I wasn't worthy of being who I was. So I had to go down that road and face those things that was holding me back, in lack of a better word. And I had to value me. And the thing that I discovered that when for most, just me, my perspective, my depression was holding me back because I kept reflecting on the past. My anxieties was bothering me because I kept trying to think of something that hadn't happened yet. Even though I felt determined, I felt the need to get it done, but it hadn't happened yet. So I had to take the expectations out,
Mm.
and I had to start believing in my self-worth from a different value, hope. You know what I mean? So once I gather that, I start understanding, you know, I am not a victim. You
Mm.
understand? I'm more than a victim. Whatever happened and what they did to them, I forgave them. But before I forgave them, I forgave me for thinking about the past. And so once I got over that, and that was hard. Now, real.
That
We
shadow
can get
work
into
ain't
a whole another segment.
that shadow work ain't no joke. That's what
Yeah.
we call it in
So
spirituality. We call that shadow work.
yeah.
Ain't
And
no
I refuse to believe that I was less than who I am. Not about materialistic thing, about being me whole. Once again, here and here. And once I gather those things and put it, I call it gumbo. I tell my wife all the time it's a gumbo. And once I put it in there and mix that thing up, this who you see. And I'm gonna tell this to anybody that's an amputee. To me, I'm the sexiest amputee in the world. I'm just saying, but that's my mindset.
And Miss Wiggins cosigns. Yes. Absolutely.
You
Absolutely.
gotta believe in yourself, guys. That's all. You gotta believe in yourself.
Absolutely. So I would like to think, again, this is not who we are. So all of this energy, you know what I'm saying, comes from you. So where does that come from? Like, what was your, like, what was your childhood like? Like, where did you get that, you know what I'm saying, that instinct from? Because not all of us have that.
Honestly, it was tucked in. I was shy. My wife don't believe that now. She probably type in.
I
I
don't
was
believe.
real,
I'm trying to see where that's at.
I was real insecure and shy. Um, well, like I said, I didn't believe and say everybody was more talented, more athletic. You know what I mean? Most I was just a skinny guy with a big head. You know, they say I was cute, but skinny guy with a big head. We didn't have much, cut off jeans, things of that nature. But I was grateful for it. They taught me how to be me. But I didn't have that confidence. You know what I mean? And then I got involved with the kickball. I got involved with sports, football, and stuff like that. And once I figured I could play, you know, I start leveling up just a little bit. But my pops, I always believed in love. My mom was very ambitious and she was a dreamer, creative, you know. Always she matter of fact, she was a fashion designer. She owned a modeling agency back when I was a kid. So she taught me how to put pieces together, accent colors and stuff like that. So that gave me, you know, the creativity to just do me, but do it my way, right?
Okay.
But my pops, as much as he went through what he went through in them streets, he instilled love in me. He always instilled love and preach it and teach it because it's a lost art. You know, love people regardless. See the good in the situation. As long as it make you feel good about your decisions and what you do, good, bad, and different. Just be mindful of your intentions because some things people can't gravitate to, right? So it was that. And then my cousins and you know, we are, you know, when you got family, everybody's entertaining, somebody got something going on. So I took a piece from everybody. And that's what I do. I take a piece, but once it make me feel good, then I put it together. So now that I'm a project manager, that's how I base life is about structure. It's about order, right? So I was always shy to let people know that I'm happy, that I'm this. Because I didn't want people to feel bad about me just being happy. Not about what I have, just happy, you know.
And that's
And I want
messed up.
others to feel
And
that,
that's
right?
sad. And yeah, and that's sad that, you know, that you felt like you had to hide your happiness, you know, so other people don't feel upset, you know what I'm saying, or envious that you're, you know what I'm saying, that you're happy. And we really have to change that. You know, your happiness should invoke happiness in somebody else. It should be infectious. It shouldn't, you know, get someone else feeling bad. You
Yeah,
know? So we got to switch that on up. We got to switch that up.
absolutely. And I get a smile from my mom, you know, so
Right,
I'm always
right.
smiling because my mom.
Okay. All right. So now I'm an arm amputee. You know what I mean? So I was not born this way either. So I had to definitely make a lot of adjustments on how I do things. So if someone who's lost a leg, can you give us some insight on the things that you've had to, I'll say, remix? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you can function, I guess, I won't say like you used to, but to get the job done. That's it.
Well, like I said, my advantage was project management and I was always used to working with my hands.
Okay.
So and then I haven't never give up. No excuses. Attitude. And I'm below knee. I don't know how it feels to be above, but for me, once I heal, and let me say this, because I got a soft cast, I should have went and got it. You got the soft cast you can put on over your residual limb,
Okay.
so you won't have to bust open or nothing like that. So I had this cast I will put on, right, for safety. But I was climbing the stairs, crawling, you know. I was I was just trying stuff. My wife could tell you I got in trouble for a few things. I was trying to make it happen because I didn't want to
Something.
have to depend on them as much. You know what I mean?
I understand.
Because I'm so used to getting it. But I say be mindful, take one day at a time and don't rush because like I say, to me, it had to start up here first. And then once you go through the therapist and stuff like that, you get to practice, you get to understanding what to do, and you do some of that at home. You start developing your core, you work on your core and stuff like that. Cause I'm still working on things for weight wise. Oh, I ain't got everything in order.
You saw my post when I just got rid of Red Bull, so you could.
But I think it start mental. A lot of us not in the same situation, so sometimes you rush the physical because you need to get back to work, you need to contribute and stuff like that. And I was able to take my time a little more, and do it a different route. But I think you got to try it. Just be mindful. Make sure you got everything in place, and don't try to rush it. The best you can, because it can take you down, go through there from where you have to have what they call it, revisions and stuff like that. And I'm unfortunately I hadn't had that yet, but I know a lot of our amputee community family members have.
Yeah.
So
now with me, I had therapy when they were figuring out how to build my arm. But after the measurements and things of that nature, I don't know if it's because I didn't have the right insurance or what, but I literally had to be my own therapist, my own physical therapist.
Oh wow.
I figured all the stuff out myself. I kind of just used my common sense and like you said, I had patience with myself. I didn't try to be like two-armed people. I know now that I have one arm, so now I just need to, like I said, remix how I normally do things, like with tying my shoe or putting on my clothes or things of that nature. I've done these things before. I know how to do them. I just need to, like your wife said, adapt to, you know what I'm saying, adapt to the fact that I don't have this extra arm here anymore. So now I got to use my body a little bit. May have to use the wall or the chair. I have to use little objects around me to hold things together. So those are the adjustments I have to make. But yeah, I was impatient a little bit. See, I didn't have time to wait for the doctors to figure out I'm ready to go. I'm independent. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I'm a grown woman. I was young, so I didn't want nobody bathing me. There was just certain things that I just wasn't with, you know what I'm saying? I didn't have a man at the time, so I was thinking about that, like, well, how I'm supposed to be in a relationship if I can't even do this, that, and the third. So I had patience with myself with the process, but I wasn't waiting for them to tell me, okay, do this stage or try this. Like you said, I was trying everything. And yeah, you gotta try stuff. It's almost like being a kid. Babies, they try stuff. When they're learning how to crawl and learning how to walk, they're figuring stuff out and doing what babies do until they get it right. It's the same thing for I feel like amputees who aren't born that way. You're literally relearning, how to do those things. So it's a new journey. So
and repetitiveness, you got to repeat it. You have to keep doing it. You have to keep doing it.
Consistency.
Repetitive, and that consistency and stuff like that will get you stronger, more comfortable. It's a process, but doing it repair, I do every day. I do the same process when it comes to cleaning my residual limb, the same way. I ain't missed a night cleaning at all. My wife tells, she said, "You treat it like it's a baby." It is. It's special. It is, and you have to. You have to, and it's tough because we have, those that suffer phantom pain, things of that nature. It's tough, and it can set you back, But I've been fortunate. My first 2.5 years, I was getting like it was a job, and it took me up through there. My wife said, "Not one day."
One day, not this, not one day.
No. But with phantom pain, it got better and stuff like this. So it make you relive some stuff, especially with the phantom pain, because you working up here, you think it's going, and that it hit, and sometimes it's all night.
Now I have a question about that because I did not experience that. Now
Wow.
I have a phantom sensation, like We talking about it right now. So
Tingling.
now I can feel the tingling. I can
Yeah.
feel my fingers is moving. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I can see. I can. Now that we talking about it, I can do all of this and they can move and all of that. So yeah, I can feel a sensation, but it's never been painful.
Nah, this is shock.
Never been painful. So can you give us a little bit of? I've never experienced that,
But
so I don't know what to tell folks when they ask one because we be in these groups and I be trying to what I'm saying, give the best positive light I can, but a lot of those things I haven't experienced, so I don't know what they're actually going through, even though I'm an amputee.
I'm pretty sure a lot of us feel this way. It feel like a taser. Sometimes it feel like a sharp object, but for me, it'd be like a taser and just sitting there, and it just be shocking,
I'm
and
so
it just
happy.
keep increasing. Then sometimes you just get this one shot, and your legs just shake. Like, it's hard to describe, but it's I don't know. I really that's the best. So I don't. It's hard. I ain't had it in so long. I try not to think about it.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Like I said, I try to
I
keep
don't
my
want to
mind.
trigger, and I don't want to trigger it
Yeah,
either.
I try to keep my mind on public because it can take you up through there. And you up all night. We already, as an amputees, already hard for us to sleep consistently in the
That's true.
beginning. And sometimes it get that way, so we still that way. Like most of us may wake up at 3 o'clock for no reason. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And you just be up. And sometimes you got to do something to go back to sleep. And then sometimes we get that insomnia. Because especially for me, because I wasn't born this way.
Right.
So I always had some plenty of sleepless nights. And it took a minute for me to start coming down off of it because the mind was telling me about that pain. The mind was telling me about the woes and what I'm gonna do next and how I'm gonna move on as an amputee.
I can vouch for that family.
So it's like about for phantom pain, nightmare.
I'm
Yeah,
so
it's
sorry.
dangerous.
Sorry that y'all have to deal with that.
So and
I
it
want to know why. I'm trying. This is how my mind works. I'm trying to figure out the why. Like during when you had, okay, you said you was dealing, you had health issues. So I'm trying to figure out, is it because I was asleep from my accident. So
mm,
the trauma that I went through, I don't remember. My
mm,
body felt it, but I didn't. So sometimes I feel like that's the reason why it's not painful to me because I didn't have a pain. Now, had I been awake, I feel like it might have been different. But since I
right.
was asleep,
Mm.
I don't think the brain connection with pain. I don't think I have that connection. And I want to figure it out if that's what it is.
That could be possible. I lived through mine other than when they put me to sleep to cut it off.
Right,
But I lived through my situation. You know what I
right.
mean? The pain, the whole nine. One no painkillers do what I was going through.
I can
It
imagine.
soothed for maybe an hour. Like I said, 22, 23 hours a day. Literally, my wife, she can vouch.
The only time I've ever felt that was when I was in the hospital and they put a wound vac on my arm to suck
Mm,
out all of the debris and whatever was in there before they sewed me up so
mm,
I would get an infection. Now
yeah,
that shit was painful.
mm, yeah.
I remember when I came to from surgery, that was extremely painful. It's hard to make me cry outside of emotional stuff. Physically, it's weird. I'm weird like that. Like getting my arm cut off or hurting myself or something like physically, I won't cry. But
Mm.
you sitting there about to cry, talking about your wife, I was tearing up. Like that's how you get me crying off emotions. I eat physical stuff. It's like what I'm saying. Like it don't be nothing
Oh wow.
like that. I don't know. Also dealing with what is CRPS? What is that, sis? I've never heard of that.
CRPS. I
Yeah.
never heard of it.
Yes,
Angela, I never heard of that.
yes. Educate us, Miss Angela. What is CRPS?
Oh, she's dealing with CRPS.
It's a more painful. It's more painful than phantom pain.
Oh yeah, she was telling me about that. Yeah, yeah. I don't really, I'm not educated on that, but
Oh wow,
complex
Angela, I
regional pain
put
syndrome.
you on the spot. How about you feel about being interviewed so you can educate us a little bit on that? Because I've been an amputee for 15 years,
Mm,
and I still don't know a lot about
yeah.
you know what I'm saying, about that experience. Because for me, if you want to make it short, I fell asleep, lost my arm, woke up, and adapted to it.
Wow.
That see going to the hospital and all sir, I didn't do none of that. I was in the hospital for 11 days.
Mm.
The only and that was it. The only time, and I when I came to Georgia, I went to a hospital so they can take out the stitches. My accident was in May. July, I was at my brother's wedding.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I have a different experience, you know what I'm saying, with this amputee thing. And not to say that I didn't go through my stuff, but like I tell everybody, this was the easy part.
Mm-hmm.
It was my emotions and the shadow work I needed to do because of my traumas. And it's just almost like being an amputee kind of just put me in a position to actually deal with that stuff because I had to sit my ass down, you know,
Right.
and figure stuff out. So when
Absolutely.
I hear these, stories about things like that, breaks my heart. And you know what I'm saying? But I can't relate. So
Mm.
yeah, I want to learn as much as possible, about that. It says very painful nerve disease. I'm so sorry that you know what I'm saying, that you have to deal with that. But I'm sorry
Yeah.
to put you on the spot. But if you're interested, you know what I'm saying, talk to Mr. RoboCop leg and he'll get to me. And yeah,
Yeah.
I would like to
Yeah.
be educated, you know what I'm saying, on those things. And putting you on the spot, RoboCop, I would love for us to have an actual amputee show, so we can
That'd be
talk
great.
about these, things, and maybe have you on a guest on that. How about that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm
So
saying?
Angela.
Situation, yeah. So we can talk about these things and educate folks because people need this information. You know what I'm saying? And then there's probably things that we can find out. I'm into
Yeah, I was writing it down.
holistic. Yeah, we
Yeah,
can.
I was writing it down. What she said. Also, if you're diabetic, I mean, it takes longer to heal.
That makes sense.
I should have said that earlier. Because it took me almost 7 months to
Okay.
heal totally. Um, I want to listen.
Yeah. See, I was young as well.
Yeah,
I took
about six, seven
medics.
months to heal fully.
To fully, okay, 7 months. Yeah, it took me about two. Physically, it just took me about 2 months for this and I was 22 at the time, so I just got in my 20s. I'm gonna say that youth was on my side just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Just a little bit. I was still kind of growing a little bit. So,
I
but
was
yeah,
47. So
you
I
was
was 47. So,
okay.
because I'm 52 now. So I was 47.
Okay, I was 22 years old when you know what I'm saying, when that
Mm,
happened. Showing up, but the funny thing about it is, it's one of the I won't say it was the best thing, you know what I'm saying? I won't go that far and say it was the best thing. But, you know what I'm saying? It was definitely the transformation, you know what I'm saying, of me. I would not be this person. I wouldn't be doing any of this. You know what I'm saying? I found my purpose. So I can never, regret this. Like, I didn't love myself before as I should have
mm,
before I lost my arm.
right.
You know what I mean? Like this put me in a position to truly love who I am and truly embrace the fact that this body really doesn't mean anything. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, don't get me wrong, you gotta this is your temple, this is your avatar while you're here. So you need to take care of it, but
Right.
it doesn't define who you are. And I
Absolutely.
understood that being a fat girl, but this kind of took it home and just
Right.
kinda stamped on it.
That's awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
I am a better version of me than I was. Definitely. I definitely embraced who I am and my purpose to not only represent, not only represent the amputee community, but to represent not only our culture, but to represent as a husband in the right way, as a father in the right way. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And so this amputation just brought all that together for me to do these things by embracing it, because you have to embrace it. You know, you definitely have to embrace it. You know, for good, bad, and indifferent.
Rule number one. That's rule number one. You got to embrace it, not
Got
accept it either. There's a
you.
difference between accepting things and embracing them.
Yes.
You have to embrace it. That means you have to make it your own.
Yes.
Accepting it, you'll be angry. That's where all the resentment comes from, because you just feel like you have to deal with this thing. But when you embrace it, it becomes you. It becomes a part, you know what I'm saying, of what you got going on than this thing sitting on your, weighing you down.
Right. And for me, I accepted because I had to make a decision for them to do the amputation. But once I got the amputation, I embraced it. Right? Because I had to. This is the new me. You know, I call it the turkey leg. I call it my residual limb turkey leg.
Turkey leg.
So
this little Ma.
This
is little Ma.
Yeah. So I gave it a name because it's a part of me. Right? And then like my leg, it's Mr. RoboCop leg. These things so I can connect to it. You know, It's not a facade. It's I believe this. You know, this is my guy.
Absolutely.
I'm walking like it's a detail shop, like a car wash. I keep them so clean because this is me. It's representing the amputee community and me. So
Annie. All right.
Annie.
Shout out to Annie. Shout out to Annie.
See?
Yeah, that's cool. We need to get this amputee podcast popping. Got our, you know what I'm saying? Got our best friends with us. That's gonna be cool. That's gonna be a dope situation. Yeah, guys,
Absolutely.
You have to. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what it is you got going on. You truly got to embrace what that is. Like when I was fat, I embraced that.
Yeah.
It was what it was. You know what I'm saying? Just as long as I keep it tucked, right, and all this other good stuff, we all right. You know what I mean? The only reason why I started losing weight is because I lost my arm. See, Lil Ma had to force me to get my life right, because you know what I'm saying? Because it started to affect my legs.
Yeah. Well, I was a athlete, so I was a basketball player. And I switched from that to, plus side guy, but
that's both of you. That's amazing. I know so many people. I know somebody who had Bell's palsy once. Bell's palsy is a form of paralysis. It's brought on by stress. It's kind of like having a stroke, but not having a stroke.
Right.
Kind of thing. And depending on how that works with you, your face, because it paralyzes your face. So, it kind of, your face doesn't move the way it normally does. So his side of his face was kind of slouching. And that just ate away at him, because he's so used to his smile. His smile was one of the things that, he always got, a compliment about. So because his smile wasn't the same, that bothered him. And no matter how many times his friends, people around him would tell him his smile is still beautiful, it's still infectious. In his mind, he don't see the same thing.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Got all his limbs and all that stuff, but that little situation just, switched, the way his face looks, his facial features look a little bit, and that bothered him. You know what I'm saying? So you got to just truly understand that this is just a body holding.
Flesh, man. It's just flesh.
Flesh is who you are, is your soul. We are, how should I put this? We are spiritual beings having a human experience.
I like that. Yeah, definitely.
That's what
you came up with that?
No, I did not come up with that. I did not come up with that. That is not. I can't tell you who said it. That's one of them old proverbs. Yeah. but it's the truth. You know what I'm saying?
I never heard that before, so I like that.
Like you said, it's a mind thing. Your mind controls everything, and that's what I try to push, is to amputees and to people alike. And that's another thing. losing your arm, getting a divorce, you know what I'm saying, losing a loved one, all of those things give you, handicaps. You know what I'm saying? You're not
Mhm.
that thing. That thing doesn't define you. That event doesn't define you. Those are things that you experience, and they're supposed to help you grow, teach you a lesson. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's a good or a bad thing, you know what I'm saying? That's what all life experiences are. It's hard to
Absolutely.
feel that way in a moment, but it's indeed the truth.
It's the truth. It's definitely the truth. I mean, when your relationship is based off physical, it's gonna be tough
Absolutely.
because when the physical is gone, what you got?
What you got? And
So,
we live in a society that is just so engulfed in how we look. And I feel like and now I'm blessed. I didn't feel this way when I was a kid. And
mhm.
I feel bad that I took it for granted then. But not
Right,
being that girl, not being lusted after, not, you know what I'm saying, not being quote unquote attractive or whatever, that's the best thing that could happen because I did not define myself based off my looks. I
right,
said friends, whatever love or affection I got was based off of me, my
mhm.
personality, you know what I'm saying, how I treated people. So that's
Right,
one of the reasons why I took this so well, because my
right,
body never was my strong point.
right,
So it was kind of like just moving it. Okay, this is another fat. Okay, I'm fat. I'm dark skinned. I got an afro. Okay, I got one arm now. Okay, let's just add that. Let's add that to the list of, you know what I'm saying, the things that I can't change.
yeah.
And
But you got you authentic, your personality, you genuine, you real. That's a beauty within itself. You know what I mean?
I
Yep.
didn't feel that way growing up.
Right.
It took me all the way into my 30s to truly embrace that, and I don't want other people to have to wait that long.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want the next generation to have to grow up to figure that out. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
we're gonna have to keep showing and so we're gonna have to keep showing love and support there.
Absolutely. That's what we're gonna do, especially here at Inspire Media. That's exactly what we're gonna do.
Absolutely.
So is there anything else because I don't want to keep you all night, you know what I'm saying? You gotta get home to the wife, you know what I'm saying, and the children. But is there
Um,
anything else you want to share?
no, we covered most of everything. I just think for our amputee community, believe in you. You know, it's it's a tough road, but you got to believe in you, and it starts mental. I would keep saying that until I leave here. You know, you have to believe in you and believe in your ability to overcome. You know, the smallest thing, and give yourself flowers for every little thing that you do that's in a positive way.
Mhm.
You know, we move by growth and understanding. You know, from my perspective, if you got growth and understanding, and that way faith and determination will lead you to a positive result. If we hang our hats on the negative things and don't take accountability for what we should or shouldn't do in life, you got to value what's in front of you and what's important. And it starts with you. And listen, in close, as I always say, this is your boy, Mr. Love on Somebody Today, Mr. Hashtag No Excuses, Mr. RoboCop. Thank you, AMPspire. Thank you, Plump Queen. And as always, to the wheel fall off. Amp strong for life. Peace.
Hey, I love it. Thank you so much for your time and your energy,
Well,
sharing your story, and we are definitely gonna get that amputee podcast popping. I ain't gonna talk to you tonight. I'm gonna talk to you tomorrow. We definitely gonna get that right and tight because this
thank
is
you again.
you are
Thank you
awesome.
for this
Thank you
opportunity. For
so
real.
much. Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you to your wife. Thank you, Miss. Thank
I
you,
see
Miss
you.
Wiggins. You
Come
know,
on, come on, baby.
for
That's
helping
right.
develop this thing right here. We appreciate you. The world is a better place. Okay, the
Thank
world is
you.
a better place. Thank y'all so much. Y'all are amazing.
Have a good night.
You do the same. That was awesome, fantastic, you know what I'm saying, and all of those things. This is what I be talking about. I told you guys I am not the only one out here, you know what I'm saying, inspiring people, living their life. I told you anything we could do, you can do, and we just here to show that example. So that is super dope. So I feel like anybody that has an amputation, anybody that feels like they have a disability of any sort of kind, we're here to show you right now. We are showing you that you can do it. Your life is important. You are valued. Anything that happened to you happened for a reason. Embrace it and make it work for you. You know what I'm saying? Make it work for you. Make it work for you. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Y'all got people at the grocery store. When I go out, because I wear my apparel, no matter where I go, I represent myself. Every time I go to the grocery store, I got folks walking around like this. They don't even say nothing to me. They just walk around like this. That's how they greet me. Embrace it. I promise you, when you love yourself, everyone else is going to love you too. I promise you. All right, so let's get to all that we got going on. So, of course, guys, let me move myself out the way. That is not what I was supposed to do. See? Bow. That's it right there. AMPspire Media Network. Go to Roku. If you do not have a Roku or Roku TV, get yourself to Walmart. Spend that $24.99. If you don't want to leave your house, do Walmart delivery. They'll send it right to you, to your door. Okay, $24.99. Get your Roku and download AMPspire Media Network. It is free, and we have several programming going on, all about healing, all about inspiration. We got Soul Sister Therapy, Childhood Trauma Podcast. That is every Tuesday and Thursday, and it's now going to be at 9 p.m. Okay, 9 p.m. Mark your calendars every Tuesday and Thursday night at 9 p.m. I have some things that I do during the day now. I'm a national service member, so I'll be serving my community during the day. So I'm going to give y'all all of this AMPspiration at night. Okay. Sundays with Spirit is turning into Saturdays with Spirit. 33 Master Teacher and I are revamping some things and making sure that we can get you these messages, you know what I'm saying, efficiently and effectively. Okay. So make sure you tune in every Saturday night at 9 p.m. Saturdays with Spirit. And of course, AMPspire interviews. We still have a whole month worth of AMPspiration. If you are somebody that is inspiring, you have a business, you even have a conversation or a concept that needs to be heard, hit us up. We want to hear you. Let me get you the contact information. There it goes. Email us at ampspirecontent999@yahoo.com, or you can call us at 478-318-6933. All right. What else we got going on? Yes, Be Inspired Apparel. Like I said, you see I'm wearing the shirt. We got leggings. We got bags. This is fall season. We got hoodies, long sleeve shirts, everything you need for the fall. Be Inspired Apparel. Okay. Our merch, it embodies our mission to help others get through adversity and thrive. So every time you wear our merch, that is what you will be exuding into the universe. Okay. So get you some. B-inspired-apparel.myshopify.com. All right, what else we got? Yes, if you are a content creator or you own a business, grow your business with us. We have all digital marketing agency team that supports you in all of your projects so that you can achieve your objectives. Contact us, email ampspirecontent999@yahoo.com, or call us at 478-318-6933. I think that's all I got. Yeah. Accountability podcast is coming. Some of y'all gonna love it, and some of y'all are not gonna like it. But we like Mr. RoboCop said earlier, we got to hold ourselves accountable for a lot of things. So this is gonna be the podcast to spill all of that out. So y'all make sure y'all tap into that. And this is the business card. Y'all should scan the QR code so you have access to everything. Be inspired. I am Plump Queen, an amputee influencer, and a podcaster. All right. I think that is all we have. Yeah, that's all we got for y'all. So I love y'all. Thank you, Miss Wiggins, again. You and your husband are awesome. And I cannot wait to get the show popping. I really appreciate y'all. Okay, you guys enjoy y'all's evening. I love y'all. Y'all enjoy, and we will see y'all next time. Be inspired.